All right, good morning and welcome to another episode here on the Dividend Dogo Show on YouTube. And I am bringing you into a weekly portfolio review where we kind of go over what my holdings in this M1 Finance portfolio look like for the week. So let's dive straight into it. So this week was a pretty amazing week off the back of last week's pretty amazing week. So let's dive straight in and take a look. We are at the 1 week. You can see here that we had $1,446 in earned dividend income. That is, I believe, AbbVie coming in, and that'll be delivered into the account balance in about 1 month, I believe. So mid-month next month we'll be getting that huge AbbVie payment. That's absolutely going to be amazing to drip that right back into the portfolio. But the big thing here is look at those market gains. I don't generally like to focus that much on the market gains, but we had like 3 weeks of just red where the portfolio went from about 610,000 or so down to like 670-ish thousand in just 3 weeks. So it was very, very red for like 3 weeks, and then we've now had 2 very green weeks ending up the weeks here. Now, the bulk, about 50% of this market gain, over 50% of it, is one stock in particular, and I will talk about that. You can see that the utility pie is all the way up to first place. I did add a little bit of money to it recently, but not this much. So let's talk about the news with this. Now, utilities, most of the money in the utility pie, all but about $5,000 of it, is in Vistra, VST. The reason for buying into the stock for me was the cash flow of the stock, the listening to the leadership speak and deliver their presentations for the past, 5 of them I've listened to. I was getting up at like 5 a.m. just to listen to these guys speak. And this is an energy company. People generally don't get excited about utilities at all. What happened with this company was there was a huge storm in Texas earlier this year that knocked out power and killed, I believe, about 80 people. And that storm basically kept power offline for parts of Texas for, I believe, like 2 days straight, maybe even longer. Now, a lot of companies had issues with regulating the power and getting it out. They had problems with getting enough actual fuel in, whether it was coal-fired fuel or whether it was natural gas. So there's been a large bill. Basically, ERCOT was involved with this, and they basically were overcharging people for the utilities. And from my understanding of the situation, VST ate a large bit of that balance, over $1 billion. I believe it's like 1.6 or 1.8 billion that they ate in costs, which makes their balance sheet look absolutely horrible for this year. Now, they were a high cash flow company with plans to buy back over $1 billion worth of stock this year. And going forward, they had plans to buy back a large percentage of their market cap over the next few years. In addition to giving a hefty dividend raise, I believe it was supposed to go to 58 cents this year. They went ahead and took it to 60 cents for the year. So they did give us about an 11% dividend raise already in 2021, even with the bad news. The reason the stock is up is because they announced that they're going to do a share offering of preferred shares for institutional investors to buy at a higher dividend rate. But what they're going to do is they're going to take that money that they get from that with other money that they've got, and they're going to do $2 billion worth of share buybacks. The market cap for this company is a little over $8 billion. That's why the stock news has driven it up almost, 10% basically in, 1 week. So overall, and if I look at 1 month, you can see that, they're up about 6% total. But for the 1 week, 10%. a lot of people are very excited about this. Howard Marks is a very, very good investor, and his company, Oak Tree Capital, I believe owns over 8% of VST, which was one of the attraction points for me in buying this stock. Now, is this a buy right now? It's over $19. My answer is it really depends on your investment timeline and what you want for your stock portfolio. If you were to buy in today, you're still getting a stock that yields about 3% and is expected to raise the dividend. Their original plan was to raise to 76 cents. I do not believe that that's going to happen at the beginning of 2022. I believe that we're going to get something around 10%, which means about a 6 to maybe 8 cent dividend raise. So if they give us like 13-14%, we might see an 8 cent dividend raise. Other words, I believe we're probably going to get somewhere around a 6% dividend raise from the stock, and it'll be fun to see if I'm right. They did release in the press announcement this week that they are committed to maintaining the dividend and the dividend raises, and growing the dividend to a meaningful amount, which is absolutely what I wanted for this company. When I bought in this was not a flash in the pan buy or something that I expected to spike up like this really quickly and make a bunch of money. This was a long-term hold play because they're in the process of converting to green energy and more natural energy sources that are renewable. So I wanted to touch on that very briefly and explain why I went so deep with this stock is because the value was there mainly off the back of leadership and the cash flow of the company, believing that they could not only take the debt of this winter storm and not pass as much of it on to the consumer side. There were a lot of news stories where people got like $9,000 bills for, just a few days of electricity. So overall, that was the utility pie, which, is now at the very top of the slices for the Dividend Dogo portfolio. So going in further, though, healthcare was down just slightly, and as you can see, that's the only red in the portfolio for the week. The consumer pie was up pretty significantly. We can take a look at that here. You can see Mo had come back up. It had gone down a bit, came back up. Home Depot was up pretty significantly. Target was up 7%. I have to double check to make sure I'm on the right 1 week thing, because wow. Target is one of those stocks where I really wish I had bought more of it when I started, because holy cow has Target gone up. They've done phenomenal. Their partnership with Starbucks is amazing. There's just a lot to love about this. Their transition with being more of an online presence is pretty amazing. As you can see overall, Costco was just even. Pepsi was up. Lowe's was up 6.3% for the week, which is absolutely amazing. I really need to build this position up over the next few months. There's several of these. I want to get Costco and Lowe's up over 10K. Those are just two positions that I'd love to have be really strong key foundry positions of the portfolio and be pillars. I don't see them going anywhere. Homes are going up in price still. Absolutely amazing week for the consumers section of the pies. Finance was up under 1%. The Como Money Pie was up about 1%. Industrials was up 2%. Real estate about 2%. Energy 2%. Tech up 3%. Microsoft is killing it right now. I'm gonna be wishing I had put more into Microsoft, but we do hold a lot of Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, all of that. We hold a large chunk of our 401k money in the tech stocks, which is why I don't go heavily into them in this portfolio, because I feel like we're already very overweight in tech stocks. That being said, I am planning to deleverage some from our other portfolios over time. The monthly dividend stocks was up 1.5%. This was mainly off of the back of Stag. Again, I talked about Stag a little bit last week. I wish that I had bought in more on this stock. Grabbing a quick drink of water here. And the main reason being is, they have a lot of partnerships for storage, for commercial storage and stuff like that. This is one of those very high quality stocks that I looked at, and I don't think I really dove heavily into the stock when I started buying it, and I really do wish that I had picked it up a little bit more. It's pretty significantly up. I probably will pick up some more Stag just to raise it up to at least like $1,000 over the next week or two. So that being said, let's go in and let's look at the, you can see we have some buys that went through here, and we're going to open these up. We have two buys. I did a buy for $1,000 of Costco this week. I don't really feel like Costco is that expensive for me and my investment horizon being in my 30s. I think Costco is going to be a strong company, and buying it today, I'll be able to look back 20 years from now and be like, yeah, I wish I could buy Costco at those prices. So the next one is VST. I went ahead and bought more shares off the back of the news. This allowed me to add at 1931. This is over my cost basis by about $1. I had not really planned on adding more shares to it, but with the announcement news, I really do think the stock is going to get back to its former highs, like around 22 to 24. Not this year. I think that will happen probably through next year. Buying 58, almost 59 more shares. I just wanted to add that money back in. Now this was a pure dividend buy. I'm not trying to flex when I say that. I'm just saying that I reinvested the money from Mo's dividend into VST. It is like half the yield, but I believe that VST is going to continue to grow that dividend. And I think that overall, even if I did sell out of VST, I think that I'll end up making a pretty hefty chunk of money off of it in the future. My plan right now with VST is to hold it and continue going forward. So I just wanted to bring you in and show you that. Those were the deposits. We have some dividend income rolling in from Store Capital, Stag, Realty Income, and we'll be doing more buys going into the next week here. So I wanted to take you into that look, give you a little bit of the insight into the portfolio. This was an absolutely amazing week from the earned dividend standpoint and the market gain standpoints. I'm happy to be back over the 600 mark. It's been a crazy 5-6 weeks here with the stock market. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, and as a guy who looks at the portfolio almost every day, it takes a lot to have conviction to stay with the stocks and not get squirmish when you see stuff going into the red for several weeks back to back. So overall, I just want to leave you with that message. Let me know down below in the comments if you are buying stocks this week, if you think things are too expensive. Do you feel like I'm absolutely insane buying Costco at the prices it's at? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Overall, the message for this week is you just gotta buy and you gotta hold, and as long as you do those two things, if you're investing in dividends, you're going to get those dividends over time, and it's going to compound and grow as long as you keep making it do that. And the market gains will come over time. They may go, but they all generally always go up. So thank you very much for watching this week's episode, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you. We're almost closing in on that 1,200 subscriber mark, so every single one of you that likes, comments, and subscribes, I greatly appreciate all of you. This is just following my investment journey on YouTube, and I really do hope that this inspires someone to, invest and see their money grow into something meaningful that they can use to bring them joy and happiness in life. And whether that's through firing and retiring early, becoming financially independent. I hope that is a goal that everyone strives for. But overall, money should be a tool that you use to try to create happiness and joy, memories, and experiences with your loved ones that is meaningful to you. And that, to me, is what money is going to do for me in this life. With our time here on the planet, there's only so much we can do and so much effort we can put forth every single day. There's only so many hours. So make sure that you're investing and you're saving and you're spending time with your loved ones this week. We have some holidays coming up, so I'm absolutely looking forward to Christmas and Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be an absolutely wild time. So thank you very much for watching, and if you made it this far, again, drop me a comment below, and thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you.